On this week's show, Liberty hoops with a big challenge at home, and Ritchie McKay shares about his faith journey.
Plus, learn about Bella Smuda's motivation on the basketball court and the legacy she wants to leave. And Lady Flames softball receives some preseason love. It all starts now on this Flames Central.
Flames Central back at it for another week, and look who's returned from her relaxing vacation. Emily Austin is back. We really weren't sure if you'd come back or not.
I have to admit it crossed my mind, but I'm glad to be back and ready for a great show today. Some big news this week for Liberty softball, but first we begin with hoops.
Yeah, we do. It's a big weekend for Liberty basketball as two of the top teams in Conference USA come to Lynchburg, beginning on Thursday night with UTEP. You might remember it was the Miners that ended Liberty's season a year ago. You know, seemingly every game is tight in Conference USA, and this one was no different. The first half was the Caden Matheny show. He would score 14 of his 17 points before halftime. In fact, he didn't miss a shot in the first half. Despite his sharp shooting, these teams would be tied at the break. Second half, the game remained nip and tuck. Talon Peter providing some offensive punch. He finished with 20, 17 of them in the second half. But the Flames could not shake the Miners. A huge go-ahead three for UTEP with under 2 minutes to play. And then Liberty found itself down 3 with under 20 seconds left. Somehow, it ended up with the true freshman Brett Decker, and he delivers. A game-tying 3, but oh, don't celebrate too quickly. UTEP races to the other end. Ahmad Bynum gets just enough space, and he delivers the dagger. That shot wins it for UTEP. They come to Lynchburg and take it 72-70. The Flames, with the loss, fall to 2-3 in league play. Despite the loss, head coach Ritchie McKay is still closing in on some history. He's just one win away from tying the record for most wins ever by a men's basketball coach at Liberty. The mark is currently held by LU Hall of Famer Jeff Meyer, who led the Flames to the Division I ranks. That record will soon belong to McKay. Meanwhile, he also holds the record for highest win percentage by any Liberty head coach, winning over 65% of his games. A legend in his own right, on and off the court.
And it's the off the court that we focus on with this next feature. As you know, Liberty University's mission is training champions for Christ. And there are many ways to accomplish that goal. But there's something different, something special about following the leadership of your head coach. For men's basketball, ask any former or current player, Ritchie McKay could be in the Hall of Fame when it comes to spiritual guidance.
I feel like I'm the most blessed coach in the country right now. I'm coaching at a place that I think is the greatest school in the world that you could go to. I hope we'll see this program reach a level that not even you thought was possible.
I don't have one of those unbelievable testimonial conversions. It was the simplicity of having a dad who wasn't in the home strive for his approval, and so I did what he did. He played basketball. I worked hours upon hours to receive a college scholarship, and I finally did. And man, did it ever feel like this is it? I just knew there was something more than what basketball had to offer. And so one night on my bed, I invited Jesus into my heart and didn't see any lightning or hear any thunder. God just placed this true identity in my heart. So I've learned throughout my journey, we can never get our identity from what we do, what we have, or what other people think about us. And I think for me, being able to share with our guys a little bit about my journey, hopefully provide some protection that, man, that's not gonna fulfill you. My hope is that our guys experience us as leaders or people that they can depend on to model for them what an authentic relationship with the Lord looks like. And that's never transactionally. Like it's never about how many points, how many minutes, how many games you win. It's so much more about, look, do we live in a trusted, safe place? And I hope our guys experience unconditional love in this space.
Thanks to our Josh Quake for another great Follow the Leader. Well, after their first conference loss, the Liberty women have bounced back nicely, picking up 2 straight victories at home. Now, the Lady Flames will look to continue their winning ways as they head out west with their first stop in El Paso. All right, so let's just be upfront here. There's going to be a common factor in these highlights, and boom, there she is. Emma Hess getting the steal early in the first quarter. Defense to offense. Lady Flames lead 9-6, but it was this triple at the 6:45 mark of the third quarter that gave her 1,000 career points. A huge honor for the sharpshooter. She finished with a team-high 15 as the Lady Flames take sole possession of second place in the CUSA standings with their 3rd straight victory.
Well, over the last 5 years, Bella Smuda has gone from a player with potential to one of the best bigs in Conference USA. But her success isn't just about her. As you're about to see, she hopes what she does on the basketball court serves as an inspiration to those coming after her.
She girds herself with strength and strengthens her arms. Strength and honor are her clothing. She shall rejoice in times to come. Charm is deceptive and beauty is passing, but a woman who fears the Lord, she shall be praised.
The 6'6" redshirt senior center from Exton, Pennsylvania, number 31, Bella Smuda.
I chose the jersey number 31 when I was in middle school. It was just a number at first, but then as I grew and I started to learn scripture more, I really fell in love with the passage, Proverbs 31, what it means to be just like a strong woman of God. Every time I put that 31 jersey on, I try to think about the impact that I can be making for young girls who are maybe taller, maybe different, and want to pursue their dreams in playing a sport, maybe at the Division I level or maybe just at any level, just to play a sport as a girl. That's so powerful and so special because God has just given us this amazing ability. If we can use it to glorify Him, that's the biggest goal that we can aim for.
What a find, Smuda with the easy finish.
Senior star Bella Smuda was once that little girl she's now trying to inspire with the game of basketball.
I first picked up a basketball when I was 7 years old. I was just, the tallest above all my classmates. I moved to a new school when I was in 5th grade, and I remember I was taller than my teacher. That was the first time feeling like, oh, I'm like different. At first was a little hard, being noticeably different than a lot of the kids, but growing up, I just learned to love the body that God put me in, and I wouldn't be here playing Division I basketball, I think, if I didn't have this height.
Embracing her God-given gift, Bella would trust in Him as she pursued playing basketball at the college level and had one school in mind.
She started recruiting us. I got an email. Actually, I had about 3 from her.
I emailed Coach Green like a million times. I had my coach send him emails just to be like, hey, I said 6'5", Bella Smuda, if you want me.
We went head over heels trying to recruit her at that point in time. I remember seeing her play. She had great hands, saw the floor very well, and could rebound, and I love rebounders. And it was going to be a good marriage.
Inside, little contact, bucket in the foul, she does it again.
The 5th-year senior has made a major impact on the floor for the Lady Flames.
Blocked by Smuda. Hess over to Smuda, Haynes finishes.
But it's the legacy off the court that has made Smuda the definition of what it means to be a champion for Christ.
We have seen her work throughout her summers in summer camps, and she works with the younger campers. I actually had my granddaughter working with her this past season.
Nice, Maggie.
To see her out there and impacting and being a great role model for my granddaughter or younger players, and she's just fulfilling a role of really showing God's love, and she's got a tender heart. It's her gift.
Good shot. If I can inspire young girls to also pursue their dreams in being a female athlete, I think that's just the overall goal, because God looks at all of us with beauty and He sees us as a beautiful thing. And I think that we can play these sports and we can be physical, we can be strong, and there's nothing to be ashamed of in that. It's such a beautiful thing that we're able to do amazing things with our body and just a way to glorify God.
shot clock. Smuda spins, gets it to go, and adds some words for Pranger. Smuda continuing to clean up inside, count the basket.
Without him, I wouldn't be here. He gave me this 6'6", 6'5" body for a reason. He gave me this school for a reason, and I try to play for that little girl who just fell in love with the game of basketball. And I hope to inspire other people to do that as well. And just never lose that initial love that you felt when you were young and you fell in love with the game.
Thanks to Donald Scott for producing that piece. I can tell you, as the dad of a little girl who's gone to those women's basketball camps and had Bella Smuda as a counselor, she's made such a difference in the lives of so many little kids. They do look up to her, and she works with them so well.
Matt won't tell you this, but his daughter did knock down a shot in that feature. But I started to choke up and tear up whenever she was drawing on the whiteboard with all the girls sitting around her. Just really, really special relationship that she has with those young campers. Also didn't know that she was emailing Coach Green and his staff to come here to Liberty. So just a great story overall.
Cool backstory. All right, hey, we step aside, but when we return, the nation is taking notice of Liberty softball. And meet a former Flame, now serving the people of Eastern Tennessee.
Plus, Rhett McGibbon joins the show for Warm, Hot, and Fuego. More Flame Central after this.
Tucked away in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Lynchburg, Virginia, you'll find us, Liberty University. Here, we pursue excellence in all of our academic endeavors, from anywhere. We fight for victory in our athletic programs and fan the flames with a mighty roar. We equip students with a Christ-centered perspective that changes lives. We are creators, problem solvers, and world changers. But above all of this, we are champions for Christ.
Challenges, they're nothing new. At Liberty, we know they make you stronger, force you to learn, adapt, to overcome. When your next challenge comes, be ready. Meet it with a degree that propels you forward. We've helped champions like you succeed for 35 years and counting. And now, over 100,000 students are getting stronger every day. At Liberty University, challenges make champions. Let's overcome together.
Get your career started on the right track. Let Liberty University help you get on the road to success.
Hey, welcome back to the show. Can you believe Liberty softball starts their season in just under 3 weeks? It's almost here. And when the season does begin, the Lady Flames will be ranked. That's right, Liberty getting some national respect as Softball America released its preseason top 25. They have the Lady Flames ranked 20th. They're the only team from outside the Power 4 conferences to even crack their top 25. This marks the third time that Liberty has ever made a preseason top 25 poll, but it is the highest they've ever been ranked in one. Dot Richardson told us why she believes this ranking is an important step for her program.
being ranked, 20th in the nation preseason shows these young women that they are being recognized for the hard work and the dedication, the commitment that they have given to their skills, their craft. Training Champions for Christ is our whole mission. And with that mission, the best way to glorify him is to use the gifts that God's given him. And we are so blessed with such talented young athletes that seek the Lord.
So excited for their season to start. All right, well, our next feature comes from the gridiron. Dexter Robbins wasn't entirely sure he'd end up at Liberty, but during his time here, the linebacker set records in the weight room and made some pretty big plays on the football field. Today, he wears a different uniform as a detective in Tennessee, but his mission to lead others to the Lord remains the same.
I'm attached to these mountains and these hills, This is where all my family lives. It's home.
A quick glance around Detective Dexter Robbins' home clearly reveals that he's an avid outdoorsman.
Love to hunt, love to fish, it's just I was wired for it.
Dexter even has the memory of his first harvest hanging on the wall.
And I was about 12. It was a cold day when I hunted this one. And it rained, it snowed, and it sleeted all in the same day.
Growing up, when Dexter wasn't tracking wild game through the mountains of eastern Tennessee, he could be found in the valleys playing football.
Ever since I was real little, I always had a fascination with the sport.
And when it came time to play in college, Liberty would be his first choice.
This feels like the place.
But the night before National Signing Day, there was still no official offer from Liberty.
I had a Liberty football ticket in my wallet. I remember holding that ticket up, and I showed it to my dad, and I said, I just wish these guys would have given me a chance. This is the place right here. And about 5 minutes after I said that, phone rings. The next day I signed, and I called Coach Gill, and he said, well, you're one of my sons now. And I was just beside myself with just the timing. But when I walked into the locker room for the first time, I was blown away, because the first thought that went through my mind was, how am I going to play here? Because I was a young 18-year-old kid around a bunch of guys, 22, 23-year-old men that were just big guys. And I remember I called my dad after the first day. I was like, I don't know. I think I've bit off a little more than I could chew here. Coming to school here, I was like, man, this is different.
Dexter would spend his first season on special teams, but he was determined to become a starter on defense.
Strength training played a big role in that, and I was already a pretty strong guy.
Dexter would start that process by working to break the team's power clean record of 455 pounds.
And I thought, okay, I'm gonna get it. So we first throw on 465, and I hit it pretty easy. And then Coach Bill was like, all right, we're gonna put you up to 475, see what you can do. And I was like, all right. So I get it. I try it one time, but I think I got a little too excited because I missed it. But then I kind of got honed back in, and then I grabbed that thing and threw that weight up and caught it on my chest and stood up with it. And I was like, oh man. And my back, I didn't feel pain or nothing.
Cheek to pass on first down. It's going to be knocked away and intercepted by Dexter Robbins.
As an upperclassman, Dexter would finally achieve his goal of cracking the starting lineup, and then experience the biggest highlight of his career, his senior season against Gardner-Webb.
36 yards away to tie it. If he misses, Liberty wins.
I didn't know it was going to happen, but I just remember how the play set up. And I remember that specific guy, he would go real low when he would set up his block. And I knew I could jump on his back and not get flagged for it. You can't jump on the center, but nobody said you couldn't jump on a blocker.
Snap back, ball's blocked. Liberty is going to win it.
My knees are on this guy's back. And I just got one hand up, and I hear the first thump, and then I feel it just smack my hand. I'm in disbelief. I'm like, did I seriously just do that? I was just relieved we won.
Blocked field goal wins it for the Flames.
After graduating, Dexter would return to his hometown of Sevierville, Tennessee, and take a job at the Sevier County Sheriff's Department. The work ethic that allowed him to succeed at Liberty benefited him once again, as he quickly moved up from a patrolman to his current role as a detective.
99% of the time, what we see is everybody's bad day. I can tell that the Holy Spirit's being more active in my life since I've gotten into this job. There was a death case, and the family was very distraught. It was a very chaotic scene. And I remember processing that and thinking, what am I going to do to get these people honed in? And a whisper in your mind, it tells you, hey, you got a Bible in your car. Go get your Bible and start reading it. I grabbed that Bible out and I got all these people around my car and I was reading out of the book of Psalms. But I go from seeing a family that is in distress and chaotic to complete peace. That's what makes this job so rewarding. You see change and positive change through the worst of circumstances.
We use the verse, blessed are the peacemakers, because we will be called children of God. If we're peacemakers, then we've got to communicate to people out there, regardless if it's this community or whether if it's across the world, we gotta find ways to show people peace and love. And for me, my job is to let the Lord use me to plant the seed and then let him do all the work.
All credit to him, because man, he's done wonders in mine. Blessed me beyond measure.
I love Dexter Robbins. He had some great nicknames when he was here. The Tennessee Ninja, the Smoky Mountain Madman, a couple of them. Rhett McKibben had some good nicknames too. Captain in Fuego, the Canuck with all the luck. A few others we won't mention here.
Right.
Rhett is here as always for Warm, Hot, and Fuego. Top player moment from the past week in Liberty Athletics. Do we have a theme, Rhett?
Well, you know how I like to go in and see like national what day it is, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and
you
then
love that. It's a passion of yours.
Yeah, it really is. Every morning, that's the first thing I do. Right. But I checked it out this week, and looking back over the past couple of days, there was National Nothing Day. I'm like, what on earth is this?
That's when you know we've gone too far.
Exactly. Well, I look into it, and it's a day made up so people can celebrate nothing. And I'm like, somebody has thought way too long and way too hard about this. And I think the Doge department's going to take care of that.
They're going to cut that out of the calendar.
It's going to be gone. But starting off here with Warm, let's go to women's basketball, the recent game here against LA Tech. And we're talking about Brooke Moore. She's coming in. She had an injury last season. She was one of those highly regarded freshmen. And everybody looks at her and just talks athleticism, right? She's got the hops. She's got the speed. She can do a lot of things. In this game, she comes in 8 points in 17 minutes. She was 3 for 3 from the floor. And we talk about that speed and versatility. She was great. 6 rebounds in that game. If you want to play more under Coach Green,
no doubt,
start rebounding the basketball. And especially now with how teams have really narrowed in on Smuda and also on Hess. Getting those 8 points from her, and even if she can dip into double digits, it's going to be huge going down the long run here.
Absolutely. Bright future for her as well.
Oh,
the sky's the limit. All right, from Warm, we go to Hot.
All right, indoor track and field here. They sweep the Freshman of the Week honors. Let's start off. Rachel Hill won both events, the 800 in a time of 2:17.65, and then also the mile, just over 5 minutes. She gets that done. And then Elijah Sherrard, a freshman record in the 400-meter dash, 48.53. That's number 2 in Conference USA and just over top 50 in the nation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Solid showing.
Some young kids getting it done for the Flames.
Track and field here and whatnot, boy, they have just, I don't know what they did over recruiting the last couple of years, but tip your hat because they've brought in some stellar athletes.
Absolutely. All right, finally, Rhett, this week, the Enfuego athlete is who?
It was in a losing cause, but it's Talon Peter. What a performance by him. He has quickly shot up. He is tied for second right now overall in team scoring. So that guy, he's just kind of come out of the woodwork. Had some injuries early on, if you remember that, but the coaching staff would say, this guy, once he gets cooking, we feel like we've got a real gem. He's been that way. 9 of 13 his last game, 5 of 9 from three-point land. And you look at his percentages. When it just comes to field goal, over 50%, 54.3, and then also from three, he's shooting at 40. He has been so good.
He has been, and they have needed some bench production. Right now, he's all the bench production, but if you get 33 from him, you'll certainly take it. Rhett, great job as always. We do appreciate it. Don't go anywhere. Much more Flame Central coming up right after this.
Welcome to Liberty University's online programs, where living out your calling with integrity is what you train to do. And getting ready for the future doesn't mean missing out on the now. Because a university is more than buildings and books. And an education should set you free, not fence you in. Welcome to Liberty's global campus, where distance learning was pioneered and evolved into one of the top-ranked schools in the nation. Where protecting your budget, your time, and your education isn't just a theory, it's our priority. Here, degrees in your field reflect industry demands and help you get ahead of the competition. Where college comes to you, but you can come to college too. Game day, homecoming, graduation day. Your school, your values, your experience, your choice. Welcome to Liberty University, where we train champions for Christ.
At Liberty University, we understand life can be unpredictable, and when you need a resilient career, your education should withstand any test. So we've made sure the degree you need is within reach by freezing one of the lowest tuition rates in the nation for 8 years and counting, and giving scholarships, discounts, and credit for work you've already done. Because we're proud of what you do. We've done this for over 30 years, and we know how to help. We're here to help you.
Welcome back to Flame Central. Unfortunately, we are out of time, but if you want some more of us, you can check out the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. I will be back this week, so keep calm.
Who doesn't want more? And you can go to our website, libertyflamecentral.com, for any stories that you might have missed. For Emily Austin, I'm Matt Warner. Thank you so much for watching this week. We'll plan on seeing you right back here next time.